Ian Holloway, QPR manager. How does that sound?
Well, fantastic to me. Can't believe it, to be honest. Absolutely delighted. Feel like I was born here. Feel like I lived here. 10 years of my life was here. 5 as a player and 5 as a manager, and that was 10 years ago, I'm told. So I believe I'm in the best place I've ever been to come back here and try and get people to think the way that I managed to get us to think before, and try and do what I've done with a couple of other clubs here. So I'm absolutely delighted, very proud, and I feel completely and utterly privileged to be almost back home, really. It feels like home coming here, and just really can't wait to get started.
Tell us of the moment you were told you were going to become the new manager.
Well, you wait and you hope, and you know you're in the frame. You know you've met the people, and that's the worrying thing, because if you like them and you feel like you could really work with them, you know, you're waiting and waiting. And I suppose it's really the only way I could describe it. It's like when you're young and it's Christmas Eve, and then you wake up and you go downstairs and you vote that you've been good enough for Santa to drop you off what you want, and boy has he come early this year for me.
You talk about that style of football that will make the fans smile. What is that style of football you'll be looking to bring to QPR?
Yeah, I want to play open, expansive football at times. I also want to win matches, so I also know that I took over a fantastic team, and the way it was set up at Crystal Palace, and I lost my best player, centre forward, who scored all the goals, and we still managed to get promoted. They're a shining example for me. If you're not quite as good as the other team at certain things, then you need to know their passing patterns, shut them down, close them down, and get them on the counter-attack. So, you know, we got to find ways in the Championship to win, and I'm afraid it's so unforgiving. It's a huge competition now. It's probably the most important competition in the world, because everybody wants to get to the Premier League. And a side like Leicester has done it, and within 2 years of being there, they've won it. So, you know, it makes every fairy tale believe that you can do it. And to be honest, all around the world now, people are trying to buy these clubs to do that, to get a piece of the action, and it makes them famous. And, you know, but for me, this is a club that has been famous. It is famous to me, and I want to just leave a legacy of what QPR means to people. And I think unless you get that right on the pitch, unless you try and play with an attacking optimism at times, I don't believe it'll ever really work. If you look at Derby County, what Steve McLaren is trying to do there, and they couldn't score a few weeks ago. A different coach had a different mentality and tried to get those players to do a different thing. You know, some people, a group of people, are certain styled to do certain ways of playing, and you know, nothing's right or nothing's wrong in football. That's the beautiful thing about it. And you know, I am somebody who deep down is very creative. I wasn't like that as a player because I knew my own limitations, but I tried to be as good as I could possibly be at what I did to let people go and express themselves. I wished I was like them. I tried my best to be like them, but I realised very, very quickly that some of the people around the world were such wonderful musicians, so to speak. They could play the piano, whereas I had to carry it onto the stage for them, but I still had a vital part to play and a vital role to play. And my philosophy is very simple, really. I want to surround myself with far more talented, lucky people than I was, and just rub off on them a bit.
Looking back on your managerial career, obviously you famously reached the League One playoff final here with QPR, then won promotion to the Championship a year later. You won promotion into the Premier League quite incredibly with Blackpool, reached the top flight with Crystal Palace. You reached a Championship playoff final with Blackpool as well. What does it take to challenge at the top end of the division?
more than anything, I don't believe it takes just one element, which is money. I think we've seen here, and believe me, I've been watching very closely, the players who've come through this door, and I've been very vocal about it in the past, that they wouldn't have worn that shirt for me, and I wouldn't have given them the money that they came here for, because they wouldn't have deserved it. And I don't like that, because when you've been rock bottom somewhere and you've helped it and you see it and you care about it, then you'd expect someone to feel the same, wouldn't you? So I've sat there rocking in my chair feeling I really want to say something, because normally I do say it anyway. Even when I came here late in my career, I said things that upset people because they were upsetting me.
Just finally, what is your message for the QPR fans who are already looking forward to your first game in charge here at Loftus Road against Norwich City?
I'm back! Whether you like it, whether you don't, I care. I care. And I want to try. And I'm a trier. Now, I'm a trier who's learnt a lot, and I believe it's an honour and a privilege to be sat in this chair. And I want to help. I'm glad he's not here, because he epitomises what we're all about now. Hayes and Yedding, right? We get him from there, and look what this club helped him do. What more do I need to show these young fellas, and for me it's all about QPR. It's a very unique, special club, and does anybody really, truly know it any better than me? I don't think so. Has it changed much? Few trinkets here, it's very nice, very posh, isn't it? But, that doesn't make everything right, Nice new curtains, nice new foyer, that doesn't make everything right. It's nice if you can afford it, but that isn't what it's all about. You cannot take that and polish it. It's what it means to everybody out there. And for me, this is a working man's club that people would die for, and they'll never ever change. And I want our players to actually show that in their performance, and I want our fans to show them that we care about them as well, even if it goes wrong, because that's when you find out about yourself. And we didn't get everything right here in that team that we had, that I played in. We finished 5th that year. We lost to Swindon twice. We did. And that was terrible for us. They finished bottom by a mile. We could have possibly been 2nd. So we got a long way to catch up on the other ones now, London clubs who are galloped away from us. But I think I know how I want to do it. I think I agree with how Les wants to do it and Lee wants to do it for our wonderful owners. Their enthusiasm for the place is just so fresh and so wonderful, and I just want to try and help. And I remember people used to blame Chris Wright when the poor fellow was losing over $100,000 a week. How can that be his fault? He tried to sell a painting once to get me $600,000. His money man wouldn't let him. Do you know what I mean? This is what people don't understand, and I want to just try and come here in a time like this and see that out there and try and get our players to get it. I think they do, but they haven't had a slice of me yet, have they?